So I was watching these videos on CNN. I couldn't help. First of all, I'm an idiot. We're going to war with Iran. We're going to be bombing them. I don't know, man. Don't ask me any questions. But I couldn't help but think that, like, how the amount of information, the amount of technology we have these days, like, they're just, like, broadcasting the United States, like, strategy, like, potential strategies. Now, whether or not, like, if the West Wing is anything to go on, that, like, all of these moves are all, like, predetermined anyway. Like, Iran knows we're going to hit, they'll probably hit these bases. They'll probably do this. They'll probably do that. Like, it's all predetermined, right? They called it something, a proportionate response. All right, so all these, all the proportionate responses are all already, like, been planned out. They're all, they'll do this, they'll do that, we'll do this, we'll respond. It's like the Mafia. It's like the Sopranos, I swear. But I couldn't help but watch this and be like, oh, this is just video game shit.
On our breaking news, nearing sunrise in Iran and Israel, a source tells CNN that the president has reviewed Iran attack plans, but he's holding off to see if the country is going to step back from its nuclear program.
Like, don't get me wrong. I understand the need for, like, legitimate news sources, but I'm also like if I was in the White House discussing these plans, I'd be like, it's a fucking matter. It's a matter of national security. I'm not leaking this shit.
Alex is.
I don't. That's just me. I don't know. I think it's crazy that they're like, well, yes, the president's going to be bombing. Like, I mean, I doubt it. But do people in Iran not have access to? I guess they don't. I guess that was a dumb question. I answered it before. But I'm sure Iranian military have access to it. The people might not have access to the internet, but the higher ups in Iranian military gotta know what's going on. They're just watching CNN like, oh, yeah, they're going to bomb us. Yeah, well, okay. Now we know what to do.
Essentially, that Israel decides to go it alone.
Correct. So if Israel...
and I love how these dorks are like, yeah, yep, yeah, we're well-versed in military strategy. Yep, yep.
By themselves. If he's comfortable, he thinks they have the capabilities to do enough damage that he's comfortable with the after effects.
Not that I think, like, believe me, I don't think Trump is, like, some great military leader or anything, but holy shit, they're like, yeah, oh yeah,
This is what it would look like. So
this is what it's gonna look like, and they're gonna send in tactical commandos, and we know it's probably gonna be a brigade and a group of 20 soldiers, and they're gonna perform military maneuvers, and yep, we know all about those.
200 kilometers north.
And 2 kilometers. Oh, you gotta make sure to use the imperial system.
So they put commandos
or metric system. I'm sorry. Fuck.
That's an extreme option with a lot of risk, obviously putting people.
Oh yeah.
But as you can see, the tunnel entrance is here. So we got them.
Who is this nerd? Did they say who this nerd was?
There are 3 main scenarios through the president's its nuclear program. Alex is back with us here off to see if the country is going to step back from its nuclear
Alex
program.
who?
Alex is back with us.
Alex Pilstus. Is this ding dong have any kind of military background? Oh, he does. Oops. The fucking the first photo is him fucking I gotta keep my mouth shut, dude. Oh my god. Oh, this dude's gonna kill me. This dude's gonna send a PSYOP, but not a Green Beret, combat veteran, but nothing valorous, worked intel programs, but not James Bond. Oh, God, don't I feel stupid. Oh, well. You're not a dork. Sorry, buddy.
As you see it,
don't kill me, please.
Scenarios that could play out here. The first one is essentially that Israel decides to go it alone.
Correct. So if Israel, if the
This
president
dude's a
decides to
badass. I'm
militarily do it by
sorry.
themselves,
I'm sorry.
if
I
he's
take back
comfortable, he
everything
thinks they
I
have the
said.
capabilities to do enough
She's a
damage that
dork,
he's
though.
comfortable with the after effects of it. This is what it would look like. So in terms of Fordo, you really
She's not former military, is she? Oh shit. Oh shit. She probably is. Okay, no, but she's done political coverage though. Well, she's more worldly than I am, that's for damn sure. Covered Trump administration, but no military background. Okay. So I'm comfortable saying she has no
the Israelis previously launched a raid into
she
Syria
can't
about
she
200
can't make
miles from
comments on
Bakhmut,
military
where they were
maneuvers.
chemical weapons
She has
facility.
no
Commanders on the
right.
ground before. That's an extreme option with a lot of risk, obviously putting people on. But as you can see, the tunnel entrance is here. So we got them here, right here, and here.
But this is totally like video game style shit,
So
man.
if you're going to send folks inside into the mountain into a deep buried facility as a render safe,
They're just packaging it like video game style for us.
difficult.
Yeah,
But
I mean, how defended is this area, though? I mean, are there, Iranians on the ground?
Sure.
What else is there?
So, I mean, there's plenty of defenses that are here. This was specifically built as a deep buried facility to withstand conventional attacks, either from a ground.
But then and that's what I'm saying though is like screw the idea that they may or may not know we're going to hit it. This is going to get back to them, right? That it's like, "Oh, it's been leaked that they're planning on hitting this whatever it is."
Or an air raid.
Yeah.
So, and you also have what we'd call fatal funnels or choke points, because if there's any guns inside, those are the only entrance points, and that's where they're pointing. So it's a very difficult mission set for anybody performing it.
Yeah.
No.
So the second
And this guy clearly knows exactly what he's talking about because he's done these before.
option is that the United
Oops.
States does a limited attack, and it sounds like from our reporting that is what the United States is trying to figure out. What is the limited option here?
Right. So if it's limited option, so if it was the ground raid,
I don't even know what Fordo
the
is.
Israelis,
I don't even know what the
tunnels
fuck
so
that
they can
is.
bomb them to collapse the tunnels and the air shafts so they can't get inside, requiring constant suppression. Then it becomes the U.S. option, right? There's really only one aircraft that's capable of carrying the 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs required to do the mission.
30,000-pound bomb. 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb. The GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator. Oh, dude, you know how much it would suck to be bombed by something called the penetrator? Oh, bro. Whoever named that. What to know about the B-2, the bunker buster bomb and plane that could be used to strike Iran. Israel strikes against Iran have killed a number of its top nuclear scientists. Oh, it has? Holy smokes, dude. They're wiping them off the face of the earth. At least one key uranium enrichment site, Fordo. Oh, okay. So it's a uranium enrichment site. I thought we weren't allowing Iran to enrich uranium. It's been a long time since I paid any attention to this shit, but Fordo is believed by military experts to be key in Iran's nuclear program. Nuclear non-proliferation experts say this is where Iran has tried to enrich uranium for weapons purposes and expand its stockpile of enriched uranium. Look at this yellow cake. Look at that cake. Israel's best chance at destroying the facility at Fordo could lie with a U.S.-produced bomb that's so heavy it can only be dropped by a U.S. plane. The United States are the only one who could drop the bunker buster, or I'm sorry, the penetrator. Can the B-2, I think it can make it all the way out there. Mr. Trump is considering joining Israel's offensive against Iran and approved attack plans Tuesday, but has not made a final decision. Yeah, okay.
And it's the B-2 stealth bombers that you see here. So round trip in the United States with refueling, provided that nothing forward deployed. Probably multiple sorties involved, but that's realistically what we're looking at in order to do enough damage to set the program back.
Yeah, and the B-2s, Israel doesn't have them.
They don't have them, and that's why it requires the U.S., and they can't deliver as big of a blow from the air.
Yeah, so talk us through option 3. This is essentially...
I swear, man, this is just like... This is how you get into this shit, right? Because it's like, I watched The West Wing, like, countless times. And my favorites are always the episodes where it's like some kind of military action. And people always wonder like how you get into politics or whatever. And like this is how it is. It's like, oh, this is just fucking the West Wing, dude. We're just watching the real life West Wing.
Looking at
I'm expecting what's his name? You know, the guy. Whatever. I don't know.
the region and saying not just this one facility, but let's take it all out. Like, what are we talking about in terms of that?
Sure, I think this is the least likely option to start with. If the president makes a decision to hit Fordo, his political base doesn't support, a war. He certainly doesn't want to collapse the government there and deal with nation and state building, which is what we saw in Iraq and Afghanistan. But if we did go in and decide to...
That didn't work, right? Like we all know that didn't work.
Right? What do the targets look like outside of that? You can see the nuclear facilities
Like a video game, bro. Just bing, 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 bing.
here with the nuclear symbols, and then you've got regime targets, and then you've got oil refineries along there, which is really far expanded at that point. It's more likely that would be, but that would realistically probably only happen if they decide to go after U.S. forces in the region. So we have between Qatar, the UAE, we've got major air bases. U.S. Central Command has a forward headquarters at Al Udeid Air Force Base in Doha. We've got major bases in Kuwait, but what's probably the most likely would be the U.S. bases here, Baghdad, up north in Kurdistan, and then here in Syria along the border, which is what everybody's predicting they would try to hit. So the U.S. has been surging assets in. F-22 squadron came in today into the...
Woo! Bust out them F-22s, boy!
UK, all kinds of fighter assets and air defense.
I bought the F-22 pack for DCS, so I feel like I am somewhat knowledgeable. In fact, I can't fly the thing. I don't know how it works.
Ships were moved out of the harbors, and aircraft that were not in hardened bunkers have already been moved out. It is very clear the U.S. is preparing for a potential option to strike at this point.
Yeah, a potential option to strike, but they do not, it seems like, want a scenario where all of this
Fuck
is
that.
at play.
Certainly
Fuck
not.
that!
I think that's what they're trying to avoid, and everything.
Send in them F-22s, baby!
They've been defensive in nature to protect forces that are there, and there's a lot of dual citizens. People don't realize.
Blow them sky high!
Traveling through the region through Europe, and those that
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, Alex, thank you very much for joining us and for giving us all that information. Will he or won't he? Tonight, the world
Don't kill me, Alex, please.
is watching and waiting for President Trump to make the single most
Oh, that looks so pretty.
consequential decision. of
It would
his
be a
time in
shame if
office.
someone launched missiles
Whether
at
he
it.
will allow the United States to get involved in the conflict between Israel and Iran. Now, just a short time ago, CNN learned that Trump has reviewed potential attack plans for Iran, but he has not approved them. He is holding off to see if Tehran steps back from its nuclear program.
I hope so.
Meanwhile, Trump
Who's the dude in the hoodie? Who's the dude in the hoodie? Who wore a goddamn hoodie? Who are these? Okay, these guys. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because they look kind of big.
from its nuclear
But who wears a hoodie to the goddamn White House, bro? Even I don't like Trump, and I still wouldn't wear a hoodie to the goddamn White House. Who wore a hoodie to the goddamn White House? Goddamn White House. No. Trump in photo with people in hoodie. Let's see. No.
Meanwhile, Trump met with his national security team in the Situation
He was the guy in the hoodie.
room to
He's
discuss
like,
the
I don't know, bomb Iran, I guess?
involvement. And we're told that top officials are now discussing how the U.S. can strike Iran without becoming embroiled in a full-scale war. Meanwhile, Israel and Iran continue to trade strikes, and the relentless barrage enters
And the rockets red
its seventh
glare.
day. So here is what Iran is saying if the United States decides to join Israel's attacks.
If the Americans decide to get involved militarily, we have no choice but to retaliate wherever we find the targets necessary to be acted upon.
This dude's terrified. He's terrified.
CNN anchor Anderson.
Hey,
Cooper
Koopy! We love you,
now in Tel
Koopy.
Aviv. Anderson
Damn, he's on the scene in Israel. Bro, let me tell you what a badass Anderson Cooper is. Isn't that dude like incredibly wealthy? Right? He's a Vanderbilt or something. That dude is rich as fuck. So he is either like a super badass. That jacket he is wearing is bad as fuck too. That or all this is bullshit. That's a fucking green screen background and he's lying. But
now that you
I don't know.
are
I
on
don't
the
know.
ground, in Israel, what is it like there? Do you get the sense of anticipation for what Trump's decision is going to be and what that might mean for Israel and the region?
There's certainly a lot of anticipation here. Just in the last hour, Iran's Revolutionary Guard has said that air defenses have been activated in Tehran. Now, the IDF has also, in the last hour, put out a warning to Iranians in 2 areas around Tehran to evacuate because of strikes that they are going to be conducting. There's no word yet on what the latest targets might be from Israel.
Wait, so Israel is
Around in Tehran. Now, the IDF has also, in the last hour, put out a warning to Iranians in 2 areas.
the IDF is the Israeli Defense Force, right? Yeah. So they literally like how did they warn that? I mean, did they just like
around Tehran to evacuate because of strikes that they are going to be conducting.
blanket them with leaflets or
No word
what?
yet on what the latest
That's
targets might be from
crazy.
Israel. Earlier
Like,
today,
hey guys, we're gonna be bombing you.
Israeli
That's
Air
wild,
Force said
dude.
that 25 fighter jets had hit more than 40 targets in western Iran. They're talking
Israel's Air Force is nothing to fuck around with either, man. Screw the United States F-22s, man.
personnel missile
Those
launchers as
F-16
well.
Falcons.
Israel continues, Abby,
Woo!
as you know, to dominate the skies over western Iran and seems able to take their time selecting out new targets. searching
They're
for
just
new
flying
targets,
around. They're just
and
doing
they've been,
loops and
they've
shit.
been
Like,
very
what do we
accurate. Now,
do?
at the same time, Iran's ability to launch missiles here into Tel Aviv and elsewhere in
Oh, well,
Tehran
they
has
are,
also
but
greatly reduced today. There have only been 2 warnings that have gone out to residents here in Tel Aviv to seek shelter.
And clearly Cooper don't give a fuck. He's like, well, I ain't going nowhere.
Gone down to
All that
the
shit,
twice
all that
today.
shit's happening back
It's a lot.
there. Yeah, I'm right
There's no
here.
reports of many fatalities as a result of those attempts by Iran. It is just past 5 a.m. here. Dawn is just starting to break, and once again, residents here are going to be waking up wondering what this next phase of the conflict.
They gonna blow us up?
and
I
what
don't know.
President Trump
Make the
decides to
coffee.
do.
Yeah, I mean, the entire world waits. And I know, Anderson, you've only been on the ground for a short time now, but what is.
How cool is it, man? Do you know how fucking cool it would be to like be a wartime reporter? Just like, oh shit's going down, man. Let's hop on the flight and go, dude. Cause you'd have like all the like cool parts of being like a soldier or, you know, like a military operator without like any of the actual, I mean, not saying there isn't danger involved in what he's doing, but like, I would say it's a significantly lower amount than if he was like,
Life
you
like,
know,
in Tel Aviv. I mean, are
on the
people able
front
to go
lines
about their
fighting.
lives? I mean, we've seen a lot of our correspondents and anchors having to go into stairwells and bomb shelters as these sirens have gone on. But are people able to do other things?
no.
Life in many ways has slowly gotten back. I wouldn't say
No.
to normal here. There's certainly a lot of concern about what lies ahead. How
Their
long
entire
this will go,
capital's being blown to shit, Sharon.
and whether
No.
is going to get involved. But in Tel Aviv,
They're not taking their kids to school.
as a bubble. You know, there were people swimming in the ocean today. There were
What?
people, watching
I
the
was wrong.
sunset. There was a coffee shop.
God forbid.
Or open.
Okay,
life
so
is
they are
back
getting
completely
coffee.
to normal.
I'm way
But,
off, bro. I need to
the
keep
fear that we
my
saw
mouth
over the weekend
shut.
With so many strikes coming from Iran, the 24 people died here. Many others were injured. Others have been left homeless because of the destruction of
Cut.
property. I think the stress.
You think insurance covers that shit? You think yeah, my house is blown up. Give me a new one.
Levels have reduced. It's
Probably
it's
not.
become a little bit more normal. And the 2 times that we went down to bomb shelters today, there wasn't a lot of fear from people.
Motherfucker was in bomb shelters twice. Not once, twice. Went in once, was like, no, we're good. They left. We're like, oh shit, we gotta go back in. Went back out. went
There's
upon his
concern,
day.
Of course, nobody likes to do that. Some people.
Nobody likes.
They'd just gotten out of the shower when the air raid warnings went off. They had 10 minutes. To get
Ah,
to the bomb
fuck!
shelter, and then
God damn it!
shortly after got the all clear.
I'm still
So
dripping wet. I'm in my towel. What do you mean I gotta go to the bomb shelter? Come on, man.
Israelis who would like to come back. The commercial airspace is still closed.
You think?
Life is slowly getting back to some semblance of normal.
Clearly, they can go get coffee.
Restaurants aren't fully open. The life of the
Not
city is
fully
still
open.
continuing.
They're serving a
It's
limited menu,
certainly
guys.
better than it
It's a
is in the
limited
past
menu.
days.
Anderson, thank you very much for all of that. Anderson Cooper.
We got sandwiches and
It's
tap
been
water. That's what we got
days,
here.
at least, for President